Hey, what's up, guys? Toogie here, back again with another episode of Draft to Glory All-Out Offense. Today, we sim through the 2020-2021 season, although before we get down to business, we have a couple of things to address. We left the last episode after the re-sign phase, knowing that I had to redo the staff and sign people, and we took care of that. But you might notice that Alex Holtz has been signed, and that is mainly because a lot of you guys, put it this way. I don't necessarily disagree with this, but there are two ways to try and get prospects to develop. You can sign them immediately and hope for the best, or you can just leave them unsigned and let them go. We're going to put it to the test just how well these guys are going to develop. Everybody on the top 9, with the exception of Medvedev, is a prospect of ours that we have drafted already, and we'll see ultimately how they do and if they develop at a relatively faster pace compared to what they would have had they been left unsigned. The top line in particular is going to be a little bit interesting to follow. Probably the most interesting part of the team to follow at the end. Mizak, I believe, is the correct pronunciation, not Mysak. I was aware of that, but it's tough because you got to view it as like a Z or a Z if you're a weirdo rather than an S, and it's just... It's a Czech name, man. They're not the easiest. But he is on the top line with Boris Nazarov, our first ever draft pick, of course, and Alex Holtz, and we will see how well they do. Defensively, players to watch, Ty Malone has been signed, and that is about it. Outside of Ola Enqvist, we haven't drafted that many defensemen. This is the one that I might regret. Jan Bednar is going to be our goalie for this year alongside Dmitry Sadikov, who's a medium fringe. Like I said, we're going to put it to a test. Why not? Let's see how well these guys develop. And hey, at the very least, if we stunt their development a little bit, it's early enough on that it's not going to be that big of a deal. Now, in terms of the staff as well, although I did just remember I completely forgot to redo the scouts, so there will probably be a jump cut. This is the coaching situation now, as we have Wilson as our head coach, A- in teaching, Ginn with a B as an associate, our assistant has an A, and our goalie coach has an A+ in terms of teaching. Perrine down in the AHL. Now, we don't really have to worry about AHLers. We don't have anybody on that team at the moment, but that coaching staff's also okay as well. And then again, I have to redo the scouting because I forgot to do that. So what we'll do is we'll jump cut it towards the end of the year, because why not? We'll be able to make more progress that way. Hooray for jump cuts. And we'll take a look at what happened this season, take a look at the players, everything around the league, and then we'll get to another draft. We might get to 2 drafts today. Maybe, possibly, potentially. All right, the season has come to a close. As expected, we were worse this year. Much, much worse. Only 4 wins on the year. We'll have the best odds at winning the number 1 overall pick, which means we will not, but that's okay. I actually haven't even looked at the draft class yet, so I have no idea who may be available to us. We're going to sim. Actually, we might win 5 games. Never mind. Never mind. We lost 9-1. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Boris Nazarov, 49 points, but 27 goals as a rookie. That gives us a little bit to look forward to here. Once we take a look at the stats, team stat-wise, we'll still see what happened with other teams, but obviously, we were bad. We only scored 133 goals all year. Toronto, Tampa, Buffalo, and Boston make the playoffs in the Metro. Carolina, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Washington in the Central. Dallas, Nashville, Detroit, of course, we moved over. Minnesota and St. Louis. And in the Pacific, the Sharks, Coyotes, and the Vegas Golden Knights all make it. As far as points are concerned, Nazarov led the way with 49. You also had Holtz with 45. We'll see ultimately what they look like at the end of the year once progression kicks in. You had Francisco Gamble with 33, Boyle with 25, and then from there it was rough. Mizak as well, only 15 points on that top line. Didn't have power play time, though, so I guess that just goes to show how bad this team was. Ty Malone, though, 34 points as a defenseman. Ola Enqvist with 17, so a little bit of optimism there. Sadikov started 37 games, had an .890, which is respectable for that, a goalie of that overall. Jan Bednar with just 1 win on the year, an .884. Around the league, we'll take a quick look, of course, at the men at the top of the list here. Alex Ovechkin, Steven Stamkos, Brad Marchand, and Nikita Kucherov, the only 4 players to break the 100-point barrier. In terms of goals, it was Ovi with 65. The new captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, John Tavares, with 55. Stamkos with 50. Kessel was close, but didn't quite hit it. Then you have Edward Peluso, who was the number 1 pick in that extra draft, where we ended up with Nazarov. Defensively, we have Erik Karlsson at the top of the list, John Carlson, but yeah, Erik Karlsson just dominated. And then goaltending-wise, we have Vasilevsky, Jimmy Howard, Matt Murray, all over 40 wins. The shutout leader was Murray with 9. And in terms of save percentage, Richard Bachman was amazing. It's probably going to be Vasilevsky, Bishop, or Murray who end up winning the Vezina. And for the top rookie, Johan Bemstrom of the Columbus Blue Jackets will win the Calder. Nazarov had a shot. He's not going to walk away with it, though. Unfortunately, Bemstrom hit 30 goals. So I will point this out as well. I know I haven't changed Nazarov over yet. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, let's be honest. We know we're not going to be competitive. But obviously, we're still going to, switch him over to a playmaker or sniper or whatever. But for right now, it's almost like, what's the point? We know we're going to be bad. Let's just wait until the team's ready to be put together and we'll be good to go. Now, again, some people, I guess, missed this. I don't know. Fog of War is not on. So in terms of if we end up with someone who we think is a sniper in the draft and they end up being a two-way forward, for example, like Nazarov was, it does put us into a rough situation. But like I said, at the very least, it's going to be hopefully a situation we can avoid, number one. But I'm not entirely sure. I mean, like I said, if there's a power forward at the top of the draft, I'm not going to be like, oh, man, but we'll change him to a sniper. We're not going to do that. The Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup. Before we take a look at them, though, I care about our progress reports much, much more. So Alex Holtz is up to an 80. Very good. Very, very good for him. A lot of statistical growth, some natural growth as well. So that paid off quite handily. I'll take that. Nazarov up to a 77. Renouf isn't ours to worry about, nor is Tarmo Ranainen. The good thing is he might have a chance to make a team once we get rid of him. Jan Bednar up to a 69 overall. Gamble a 68. Mizak a 66. Heikkinen a 63. It doesn't look like we had too much in terms, if anything, in terms of potential improvements. But, overall, you do love to see that amount of green when we're talking about, players that have a chance. Although Ola Enqvist, nothing. How is that even possible? Not entirely sure. Let's take a look at the Stanley Cup champions, shall we? The Lightning swept the Dallas Stars in the final. They won 3 straight Game 7s before winning that series against Dallas. And in the AHL, the San Jose Barracuda beat the Charlotte Checkers in 7. This Lightning team, we'll take a look at it. Poor Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn. Nikita Kucherov led the way. Stamkos, Point, pretty much the guys you would expect. Taylor Radish is there. Tyler Mott, of course, starts off as a Canuck. Defensively, Cal Foote made the team. Braden Coburn still wins. It's basically the team you would expect, so it's not all that surprising. Carolina wins in Season 1. Tampa wins in Season 2. Alex Ovechkin wins the Art Ross. The Hart goes to Stamkos. The Norris to Erik Karlsson again, who also wins the Lady Byng. The Calder goes to Bemstrom. The Conn Smythe to Stamkos. Vasilevsky wins the Vezina and the Jennings. Malone won the Masterton. Again, it's the, hey, you're on the worst team, here's an award. Jack Adams goes to Detroit's head coach. The Ryan O'Reilly Award, as it'll be called. Ryan O'Reilly wins the Selke. Just kidding, it's the Patrice Bergeron Award. Let's move on. The Ted Lindsay to Steven Stamkos. The Rocket Richard to Alex Ovechkin. And down in the AHL, Evan Barrett put up the most points. He was also league MVP. The most goals went to David Cotton. Barrett was the top rookie. Jake Bean, top defenseman. Marcus Hogberg, top goaltender. And the MVP of the playoffs, Mike Condon. Good old Mike Condon. So that brings Season 2 to a close. First thing we have to worry about now, aside from the fact that I have legitimately not looked at the draft class yet, is, let's look at it now. Because if there's a really good number 1 pick that would be available, God, let us win. We used him in the Finnish series, but let us win. At the very least, we need a top... Oh my God, we're set. We are set, though. And I say that because George Peterman, which, by the way, why couldn't you happen in the series we have going on Twitch right now? Jesus Christ. The German Gretzky. But then there's also Jamie Doughty. We're probably, even if we get the number 4 pick, I mean, we're going to get somebody good. But these two being computer generated are going to be the 2 best in the draft. Outside of these 2, they'll probably even be higher overalls, but Roddy and Clark I both had at high elite for the hell of it, as they are 2 of the most highly touted prospects coming up in next year's draft, not the Lafreniere draft, of course. So this is going to be interesting. I actually kind of hope we fall out of the number 1 pick here, because that'll make the decision pretty tough. I mean, we'd have to go with Roddy because of the potential, and there you go! It's another number 4 overall pick, so that's fun. We're going to get one of those 2 top generated players. It will either be Peterman or Doughty. So overall, I can't really complain. We're going to get a top offensive defenseman already, which is a very, very big boost to this team overall. Retired players. What do we have here? We have Louis Eriksson, Derek Roy, Matt Molson. And for defensemen, that's not good. Elgato, you okay? There you go. That's happened on stream a couple of times. I legitimately think this Elgato's dying, or the HDMI cable I'm using with it is dying. So, but I've had this Elgato for 3 years, and my God, it's seen me record almost 2,000 videos. So its time is coming. Goaltenders, we have Chad Johnson, who also retired. So let's see what we have. We have people retiring. God damn it. Oh, the scouts as well, and by that I meant staff members. We're just going to go for this here. Screw the interviews. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Who is going to be available for us with the number 4 overall pick? The Habs get the first pick. They take Otto Roddy. Number 1. He's down to a 79, actually. The Canucks take Brandt Clark. And will it be the German for Columbus? Yes, it will be. Good God, man. Seriously, could we not have gotten this guy in the Nations United we're running? So we have the number 4 overall pick, and for me, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, Othman, Josh Waugh, I believe it is, or Dylan Genther, all solid picks. I can't pass up on the chance at getting a legit number 1 defenseman. I can't do it. He is absolutely ridiculous. It's going to be Jamie Doughty. Othman has some issues. Oh my God, though. Straight A+ for Roy, or for Waugh. Whew, that's a tough player to look past, but I think we'll have better chances at getting, high-scoring forwards later on. We're taking Doughty. I hope I don't live to regret this, but Jamie Doughty is the man, the leader on the defense. He's a 79 medium elite. I'll take it. Peterman was the gem of this draft, but not a bad way to start, despite missing out on a top pick. The fact that we do get a player of that caliber, number 4 overall, is very, very promising. And there you go, because some real-world players go over generated guys. You had a medium elite 79 and a medium elite 78 go after the 10th overall selection. Let's see who's available for us here at the beginning of the second round. And we start off with Hodges, William Hodges. We'll look at him in a moment. Kalinin, although we can't really trust it. Who else do we have? Again, we're looking for playmakers, snipers, offensive defensemen, and goaltenders. Wallstead is available. And in terms of a decent goaltender, he could be the guy. Of course, when in doubt, go with the goalie. There's Vance, but he's a confirmed medium 9. Do we have anybody else? Polasek? Anybody else? Kluchek as a goalie. He's listed as a gem, too. Very interesting. Yeah, this is what I mean, though, right? We take that defenseman. We're probably going to get a forward here. Maybe we take a goalie. There are a ton of players available to us here, though, that fit the description of what we're looking for. Yuri Kalinin, 3 years out. Okay, that's very promising. You're real, so you're also 3 years out, but I don't think I'd trust you as a real player. Hodges is close to a medium 9. Probably is. He's 3 years out. He's not bad. Vladimir Chubarov, also offensively not bad. 3 years out, but he's 20. Whereas the other two are 18. So Chubarov's probably out. Kluchek as the goaltender. Oh my god. Oh my god, he has to be the pick. He's 1 year out. He has to be the pick. That's insanity. He and Bednar as a 1-2 punch. I know what some of you are probably saying. You do have Bednar, but man, that might be too good of a goalie to pass up on. 3 years out for Eberle. I think Wallsted's out. If we're taking a goalie, it's that other dude. Vance at a medium 9. We have higher hopes than that. And then these two. I mean, Avery Hayes is real. So it is down to Kalinin, Hodges, who I probably wouldn't take because he's close to being a confirmed medium 9. It comes down to Kalinin or Kluchek as the goaltender. It has to be the goalie. It has to be. He's too damn good. 1 year ETA, 2 A pluses. Petr Kluchek is the goaltender that we're taking here. I know we have Bednar already, but let's do this. He's too good. You know, frustrating that he's not a medium elite, but he does have a 74 overall, which is the highest overall that I have seen for a goalie this year. There was a chance he was going to be a medium starter. I had slightly higher hopes than that. But overall, I still can't complain. I mean, you could say with Bednar, okay, you know, was it really worth it? But I guess my thought, the one way in Draft to Glory, we can get other picks is with RFAs. So if Kluchek was a medium elite, we work up Bednar and then let him get offer sheeted and Kluchek's the guy. That still might happen. But now we have two medium starter goalies. I believe Bednar should hit a 70 if he hasn't already by the time next season starts. And we have a 74 overall guy too. So goaltending-wise, we're good to go. Whether or not I regret that pick, though, time will tell, but it would be with hindsight. I just think he was too good of a player to pass up on. We'll see who was available here. Modine was a medium 9. Bunch of medium 9s here, including Hodges, so I don't regret that. Danielson wasn't eligible. McBain, I wasn't even really considering him, so I can't be too upset about that. Wallstead is a starter, but a lower overall. I'm surprised Wallstead was ahead of him. That doesn't really make too much sense in terms of the central scouting rankings. You have Makala. Yeah, that guy was not good, unfortunately. I think we made the right choice. It was he or Chubarov at a high 9. I think we made the right call. Third round here, though, it would be very good to pick up a forward. There's another defenseman here, potentially, in Svozil? Svozil? Svozil. Par Hedstrom. There's Bardovich, who's okay. Another goalie, but it's Tristan Lennox. I'm not going to take him. We don't know a damn thing about Ulf Schodin, so that's unfortunate. Petri Ilonen. Oh, boy, Nico Kallio. That could be nice. Oh, Kopitz. What's with the Germans? Not that I haven't gotten good Germans on that Twitch run, which, again, you can watch that, by the way. The VODs stay up. You might have to track the right ones down or whatever. But I do listen to Spotify while streaming, so that's why I don't port it over to YouTube, because they bop the shit out of me. But, yeah. God damn it. So many good Germans, and unfortunately, he is not available for us. There's also Kalle Gustafsson, but obviously we don't really have a need there anymore. What is with the goalies? Jesus. That is insanity. God, yeah, we got very few options here from the looks of it. Ty Corson, and then these guys should be available in the next round. So, I said few options, I guess not. Bure, Yuri Bure. We don't know a damn thing about you, really. Ty Corson, 4 years out, not really confirmed. Svozil, 5 years out, not really confirmed. Ilanen, good shooting potentially, 4 years out. I think thus far he is the favorite. Kallio could be competition. Hedstrom, decent shooting, 3 years out. Then 3 years out for Kallio, really good senses. Okay, it's got to be one of those three. I like the fact, though, that we have these two guys who are 3 years out. Ilanen's 4 years out. I'd probably go with Hedstrom or Kallio. Sundin is decent. He's an overager, though. That kind of hurts him a little bit. Again, this isn't NHL 17 or 18 where overagers were OP as hell. And Bardovich is 4 years out. It comes down to Kallio or Hedstrom, and it has to be Kallio, just for what he could be. Although Hedstrom is 17, 3 years out. Kallio is 19, 3 years out. Interesting. Hedstrom could be the guy. The one thing I'm worried about with Hedstrom, defensive zone plays up there. That makes me think he's going to be a two-way over a sniper. Again, we kind of talked about this. A lot of people are in favor of me just being like, okay, well, clearly I'm not trying to draft a power forward and be like, well, he could be a sniper. We're going with the assumption that this guy is a sniper, and if he is, we could change him. I think Kallio is much more likely to actually be a sniper, though, based off of his height and based off of his strengths. Although it does say 200-foot game, too. He could be a two-way. Now, I'm going to go for Par Hedstrom. Might be controversial, but I feel like, him being younger and having the same ETA could work out. But then again, Kallio is that much closer to medium elite. He is that much closer. This is a huge risk. I know that Kallio should probably be the guy. I'm going with Par Hedstrom, and we're going to hope for the best. He is a two-way, medium 9 and a 62. I think that just backfired. I was going off of the ETA to hope for the best with the potential, or with the overall, and hoping that the potential would be up to par or on point. Say what you will. It was not. Ilanen was low top 6. Shadim wasn't really available to us anyway. Oh, God, that sucks. I overthought about it. I done did overthink. And I done did goofed. That sucks. Oh, God. All right, we're moving on. I am not going to live that one down for a while. That is unfortunate. That's what that is. God, he had a better overall, too. Wait, did he have a better overall? 62? How did he have a better overall than a guy who had a shorter ETA? That doesn't make sense. ETA is based off of overall. This guy, Hedstrom's ETA was 1 year less, wasn't it? Or was it the same? Even then, that doesn't make sense. I feel like I've been lied to. I've been misled. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I'm just saying I feel like I've been bamboozled. That's all. I can accept it in time. I refuse to accept it now. It kind of feels cheap. I gotta be honest. I'm not a happy boy. How could I be happy? I just made a massive goddamn mistake. But that mistake was made based off of the information that I had, and it was incorrect information. Is that my scout's fault? Is that this game being weird? I don't know. But god damn it, that sucks. That sucks so badly. I said we were doing another draft. We're not, because I'm going to go cry myself to sleep. Thanks. Oh my god. What a nightmare. I need a good pick here to redeem myself. I really do. I really do. I mean, a medium 9 player, that's not a devastating... When the hell is my next pick in terms of like, hey, here's who you want to look at? There it is. All right, redemption time. Zach Pache, 4 years out at 19. That means he's the best player to ever live. He's probably a power forward, too. Tim Stock, there's really not much to go off of there. Okay, you can leave. Quentin LeClaire. Is my response. That's not great. Per Lack is also not great. Pavel Butsayev. Olofsson, no thank you. Manuel Koch the Coke is probably not that good either. Clifford? Maximus Clifford? The big red dog? 3 years out, decent shooting. I know he's an overager, but at this point, who says no? That dude's also an overager. Eddie Tillett could be okay. It's just a shot in the dark here, isn't it? It is going to be a shot in the dark pick. Udes is another overager, and Moroza is the last one, but we don't really know enough about him. So let's resort this. It is going to be one of you 5. We have one defenseman, that's Tillett, overager, not improved by the point total, get out. So we're taking a forward here. Question is, who be it? Udes had a good point total. You had a good point total. Okay, you all had good point totals. You all played in U.S. Central. Okay. So in terms of grades, Clifford has that potential shooting. Udes looks a little bit more well-rounded. 4 years, 3 years. Okay, so it's 4 years for the 19-year-olds, 3 years for the 20-year-olds. Gotcha. Right. I am afraid. We're going to take out Pache because I'm pretty sure he's a power forward. I'm probably going to take out Udes because I'm also quite sure you're a power forward. Maybe not. Udes looks like he's the most well-rounded of the bunch. But the shooting for Maximus Clifford could be worth it. We're going to take out Donald. It's Clifford or Udes. One of these two overagers will be the pick. It is going to be Udes based off of time on ice per game and the amount of goals he scored. Andrew Udes is the pick. Oh, God. The Kluchek pick was fine, but since then, oh, God. Oh, God. No, not like this. Not this early in a series. I'm supposed to know what I'm supposed to look like I know what I'm doing and not completely choke it and set the stage for disaster throughout this series. The good thing is this, okay, you know what, that round was pretty poor anyway. I didn't really think it mattered too much. The one mistake that was made, though, that will live in infamy on the wall of mistakes I've made, although in fairness, you can't just have it say the wall of mistakes that have been made. It's the big wall of mistakes that have been made, because guess what? I've made a lot of mistakes, and that is one of the biggest, if not the biggest. At this point, I'm sorting by potential. Clifford's up there. That's about it. There's the playmaker as well in Cole. Let me check Tuomainen. What about Cole here? Larry Cole. 5 years out. I don't really trust that you're going to be that good. Hanu Akuta. Not much to go off of. A couple of dudes we know nothing about. This playmaker Lack we already looked at. Wasn't looking that good. Manuel Koch, we also know wasn't looking that good. Jace Jennings, the 19-year-old. It's not looking good. I done goofed. That's the story of this episode. That'll be the title, if I remember to make it the title. And people wonder, like, oh man, how bad of a mistake it is. And then you'll find the point where I done goofed. And yeah, it's gonna take a while to live that one down. We're gonna take the big red dog here, Maximus Clifford, the kaiju himself. He is a low 9, 64. If there's any hope in hell that these guys actually develop and become better players in terms of potential improvements, that would be great. We can't take Dylan Moen, but we can take Larry Cole. 2 first names and a god-awful hockey player. Just awful. He'll have used to us in the early stages, but that is a heartbreaker, let me tell you. And that leaves us with a decision to make. Who's top in the scouting rankings? Because at this point, just go for whoever. Mathias Baran has good ethics. What a guy. It's him or Matt Culling's real, so it's not going to be him. I will take my scouts word. Tyson Upper. Tupper? Do we take Tupper? We don't. Let's take Mathias Baran. Oh, God. It all went downhill so fast. Oh, boy. That is a draft to remember for a couple of different reasons. That is harsh. That is... You're going to need a side of ketchup with those harsh browns. Oh, God. All right. Tell you what. I'll see you guys in the next one. The team will be set up and good to go. Next time, we probably will ultimately sim through 2 seasons. But I need to go to bed. I need to sleep off this physical pain that I'm in. Petr Kluček, good pickup, all things considered. Pretty happy with that. The goaltending looking pretty solid. So happy about that. Defensively, obviously Doughty will be signed. Dan Renouf we're going to let go of. A lot of these guys we're going to let go of and just, refill out the roster. But Doughty is solid. And then forward-wise, we have regrets. That's what we have. Oh, God.